The purpose of this video is to provide directions for creating Microsoft PowerPoint presentations for any projects in our team this year. So to open a PowerPoint presentation, you go to your dock and you see the big P, Microsoft PowerPoint. We'll open that presentation, and you'll notice that when PowerPoint opens, it will provide you with background templates to choose from for the project we're working on. So one of the projects we're going to create is an American Revolutionary War PowerPoint. So we want to keep in mind that we should select a background color that would apply to the topic that you're working on for that particular project. So taking a look through these templates, we can see that there are lots of different colors to pick from. I kind of like the ones that have a little bit of a red in them. There's a red, white, black. We have a few down at the bottom as well that have some red in them for the Revolutionary War. So I'm going to go with the one above. I'm going to double click this one to open the template. We'll choose that one, and now we have our template created. So you can see that PowerPoint's pretty easy to use. It has very similar tools to it that Microsoft Word has. So to add a title, you can click right where it says to click to add title, and we'll type in for this one the American Revolution. And you would obviously need to size that title to fit inside of the box. It was a little too big there, so I'm going to make it maybe size 85 instead of 88. Keep playing with it until we can fit it inside of the box. There we go. Size 80 will fit. And then the subtitle on the cover page would be your name. So I'll put my name on this one. Okay, so we have our cover page created for the presentation to start. And then now you're going to need to add new slides to the PowerPoint. So to add new slides, you can see it says new slide with a plus sign. You want to click the down arrow, and it'll give you different options of slides that you can add. For projects, it's kind of nice to have some cover slides in between the topics that you're going to be working with. So to have that, a good slide would be the title slide or the title and content slide. So I'm going to click title and content because we might want to put an image on that slide as well. So I click that, and now I have a title slide that I can add content to. So for the Revolutionary War PowerPoint, one of the topics is people. So I'm going to type people, and I want to make that just a little bigger so that it stands out, a little larger. Make it size 80 so that it is a little larger there. And then you can see you're given the option of adding text in that title slide. As well, we have some different options down in the middle, including inserting images into that title slide, which we can do maybe in a few moments. So that'll be your title slide, and then we're going to need some content slides for the information that you found in research. So to do that, again, we'll go to a new slide, arrow, and we'll go to title and content again. Click that. We have a new slide that comes up. So maybe the first person you research could have been possibly Paul Revere. He would be one of our topics for research. So we find Paul Revere, and in here now is where you would type your facts on the topic. And in a PowerPoint presentation, you're just bulleting lists of facts. I mean, that's what the whole point of the presentation is. It's not going to be paragraphs. It's going to be bulleted facts. So I'm going to type in a fact about Paul Revere. We could say maybe Revere warned the countryside that the British were making their way to the colonies. And then if I want to make that a bulleted statement, I can just click in front and add a bullet to it, similar to Microsoft Word. You can see the bulleted list right here. So if I click that arrow, I can choose the bullet type that I like. I'm going to click the square, and that now makes a bulleted list of facts. And then as you type, you press return, it'll make that bullet automatically for you now. And for the presentation, you'll need, the 5 facts that we've been researching for the topics as you type. And you want to make sure again that those fit on the slide that you type it on. Inside of it, if you have to make it smaller so that it'll fit. So the next slide would be a second person, since we had 2 people that we were researching. So we're going to make another new slide, arrow, title and content. And perhaps you researched John Hancock as another person of interest during this project. So we'll type his name in, and we want to again make that about size 50. So we'll highlight it, make it size 60, we'll say. 60 is a little too big. Let's try size 54. Let's just type in 50. See how that looks. It's still a little outside of the box, so we'll make it 48. You just kind of have to keep playing with it until it fits inside, but that looks a little better, a little larger for the presentation. So again, clicking to add text, you'll type in your facts about John Hancock here. And again, you want to make sure you have the bulleted list that you had for Paul Revere's slide. We had the square, so we're going to click again in adding the text. Let's add a bullet again. We'll add the square again, and John Hancock, we could say, was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. And again, you'll continue typing in the facts that you found from research on that slide. And then you would be ready at that point, because you had completed the people section of the presentation. You would be ready now to move on to the next topic, and we want to make another new title slide for the next topic. And the next topic in research was events. So we're going to add a new slide, title and content, and we'll make this one the event slide. And let's make that again size 80 so that it really stands out on that slide. So now we have, if you take a look at what we have in the tools section, or the toolbar, you can see we have the title page, the American Revolution with your name. We have the cover slide for people. We have Paul Revere slide, which types his facts in that you found in research. John Hancock slide. Now we're ready for events, and maybe one of the first events that you researched was the Boston Tea Party. So again, we'll go to new slide, title and content, and we'll type in the title Boston Tea Party again. And then you'll type your facts in again, just like we did earlier. Okay, so it's a very straightforward presentation tool, very easy to follow with the slide templates. All the toolbars are similar to Microsoft Word. We've used that this year, so that really helps us with PowerPoint now. So now I'm going to show you how to add images to the presentation as well. So to add images, I'm going to go ahead and minimize the PowerPoint for a moment. We're going to go on to a web browser and type in a topic. I'm just going to type in American Revolution to start, to have a cover page image to start off with. And I'll click images there. And you can see, many images will come up for the American Revolution. You can take a look through the ones that are available. Find one that you like. Kind of like this one with the Declaration of Independence on it. So I'm going to open this image, right? I want to make sure I open the image first. Then I drag it out to the desktop again. Okay, and I can see that out in the desktop. I'm going to find one more image as well for the cover page itself. So let's take a look and see what else we have to pick from. Lots of great images available. Kind of like the clip art image even of George Washington there. We'll open up that image again, drag it to the desktop. And now I'm going to reopen my PowerPoint and add those images to the cover slide. So we'll pull the PowerPoint back up, and we're on the cover slide now. And we want to be able to see those images that we have to pick from. So here's one image, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag it onto the cover slide now. And you'll notice that that image was really large, so it really took up the whole space. But we want to size it so that we can fit it nicely onto the cover slide. and you can just drag those corners down a little bit until you can fit it on. Okay, so there's one image for the cover, and then our second image as well. Try to put that up here, and again I'll have to size it a little bit to fit it into that corner. And you'll notice too now that these images are not like Microsoft Word. We had to text wrap them to get control of them, but the text wrapping is already on the image on PowerPoint, so you can see you can move you can move this image anywhere you want now on the slide. So we have the two images for the cover page that we started off with, and we can now add additional images as well to the other slides. And the main images or the slides that would need images would be the title slides for the content. So let's go to the people slide, and we would maybe add the images of the two people that we researched, John Hancock and Paul Revere. So I'm going to follow the same process now to find an image of Paul Revere and John Hancock. Okay, so load your browser again. We go to Paul Revere, images, and lots of great images of him come up. Here's one of him maybe making the warning message. I'm going to open that image and then drag it to the desktop again. Okay, and then we'll do the same for John Hancock as well. And lots of great images of him come up. Here's one of him in front of the Declaration of Independence, and I'll go ahead and use that one as well. Drag it to the desktop, and then close your windows, and you're ready to open the PowerPoint again and add those images onto the slide. So it looks like we had in the text itself Paul Revere first, so we'll pull Paul Revere's image on first. I think they got on top of each other here, but here we go. Paul Revere's ride. Again, we're going to have to size that some to fit it better onto the slide, and to make sure that we can fit the second image as well. And we have our picture of John Hancock that we'll add next to that one. And again, I mean, you can really be creative with these images. You know, we have lots of picture styles up here to pick from. You can rotate the image, you can tilt it. You know, that's all up to you as a student to decide on how much you do with those types of tools. But this gets us started with pretty clear directions for how to create a PowerPoint presentation. The Revolutionary War PowerPoint will be the first one we use, and hopefully these directions will be very beneficial for us as we complete this really informational project this year. So before we close out, we want to save the PowerPoint just like we would a Microsoft Word document. File, save as. You would call it PowerPoint presentation, or let's say, I'm sorry, Revolutionary War. And it has the .pptx for PowerPoint. We'll leave that on there. We're going to save it to the desktop. Press save. Exit that window, and then you're ready to drag that PowerPoint into your folder in the dock. And then again, you want to double check, maybe drag it in one more time just to make sure that it's in there. I think we heard it there going in, but we'll double check just to make sure. And you might have to scroll down a little bit in that folder as well, and they're all alphabetized again, so we go down and we can see the PowerPoint presentation in that folder. Just double check that one more time to make sure. And you want to look through just to make sure again that you have the PowerPoint in there. There it is. We can see it, so that way you're safe. Okay, so looking forward to some great presentations for this PowerPoint that we begin.